What's good, family? Today's video is going to be about how to reconnect after you've drifted apart emotionally from your partner. So I got a question from a concerned husband trying to figure out how to reconnect with his wife. Here it goes. Hi, Kevin. My wife and I have been drifting apart emotionally, and I'm not sure how to reconnect with her. I want us to be as close as we were when we first got married, but it feels like life has gotten in the way. How can I rebuild the intimacy and emotional closeness when we've grown distant? Should I bring it up directly, or would that make her feel pressured? I want her to know that I care without making it awkward. What are some ways I can show her I'm committed to improving our relationship? Good question. So I'll start with 5 simple things that you can do, because I'm about to talk a lot, but I'll start with the 5 simple things that you can do, and I'll try not to be too verbose, and then from that point I'll go into detail. But let's just see how this goes. The first and most simple thing that you can do to change the culture in your relationship and start to rebuild closeness is hug your partner every day for at least 5 seconds in a row. That's one hug. A real hug, an intentional hug, the type of hug you used to give each other when you missed each other, before you started taking each other for granted, before you started working late hours trying to build a home or some dream you have financially, before you needed to afford the stuff you bought and you needed to distract yourself with progress and growth and financial abundance and all of these different things that we do as adults. Before the kids got in the way, before these things started getting in the way of your intimacy, you hugged each other like you meant it. When you were embraced, it was genuine and it meant something. You could feel it. Hug your partner every day, no matter what type of mood you're in, no matter how badly you've been going at it, no matter if you're getting along or if you've been ignoring each other. Hug your partner every day for at least 5 seconds in a row. That's the first thing. You can do that every day. It doesn't require anything. If you're serious about really connecting with your partner emotionally, if you miss your wife being warm with you, if you miss that warmth that you had and that connection you shared, usher that in with a hug every day, no matter what. It's simple, it's easy, it doesn't require anything, and you don't need money to do it. It's the bare minimum. From that point, the second thing that you can do for absolutely free right now is kiss your partner like you mean it. You used to kiss each other and linger in that kiss. And I'm not talking about making out, right? Because sometimes that feels sexual depending on your whole thing and the patterns you've built in your relationship. I'm talking about one of those soft lips, lingering kisses, the type of kiss that you used to share when you missed each other. But it wasn't sex time, it was time to say goodbye. I always tell my clients, one of those airport kisses, if you've ever seen I don't know, I can't think of the romance movies, Sleepless in Seattle or some airport kiss. You know, when people are getting on the plane and they're about to leave each other and they don't want to leave each other and they're going to miss each other. And so they kiss each other and they hug each other like, you know, they can't wait to see each other again, but they're sad they have to leave. That level of connection that you share with someone you don't want to leave, but you have to. Kiss your partner like that every day. It doesn't take anything. You've already hugged them for 5 seconds. Why not give them the lingering airport kiss? To just reaffirm subconsciously and emotionally and electrically that you love and care about them without saying a word. You've not said anything. But form follows function. So if you function in that affection, the form of it will come back. No different than victory posing and power posing makes you feel better. Being affectionate makes you feel more affectionate and function from a more affectionate and loving place. So hug your partner for 5 seconds and kiss them like you mean it. Every day, without fail. The third thing you want to do is touch them sexually every day. You always need to reaffirm desire and reaffirm the sexual energy in your relationship. Sometimes when you lack that connection or when you've emotionally drifted apart, your sex life also starts to drift. You don't want that to happen. In your relationship, you have to nurture every part of the relationship. They need to feel satiated and desired and wanted and loved in every way, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. So if you stop touching your wife, if you stop tapping her on the bottom, if you stop whatever the things you were doing that made her feel like she was desired, made her feel wanted and beautiful, and you know what those things are, the sexual touching, you still have to do those things. You still have to usher in that energy into every day. You can touch your partner sexually every day. And you should touch them every day if you want to make sure that you have a healthy sexual relationship with your partner. And sometimes that emotional connection drifts because there's a lack of sexual desire being expressed. Not that it's not being felt, but when it's not being expressed, it helps and exacerbates the emotional gap that starts to form in a relationship. It's easy to touch your partner. You remember how you used to do it. You remember where you used to do it. Your partner needs to feel seen. sexually. And that goes for men and women. If you're a wife watching this, if you've stopped caressing your husband, if you've stopped touching him sexually, if you've stopped initiating in places that you knew it wouldn't lead to sex, but you just wanted him to feel noticed and desired, start doing those things again. Again, these are all free. You can do them right now, yesterday. If you don't do them, it's a choice to stay disconnected. The fourth thing you want to do for your wife or your husband, because this goes either way, but the gentleman was asking me about his wife. The fourth thing you want to do is do something for her specifically. It might benefit you a little bit because you're being a better husband, but do something for her specifically 3 to 4 times a week. Something that meets one of her needs, something that shows her that she's being considered, something that she could appreciate, or something that takes the weight off of her shoulders 3 to 4 times a week. It doesn't have to be every day. We get busy, we're into our own thing, we get tunnel vision, that's okay. But about 3 or 4 times a week, you need to find time to do something considerate for your partner. Now, the fourth thing you want to do, okay? So hug like you mean it, kiss like you mean it, touch them sexually, and then do something for them specifically that would serve them, that's beneficial to them 3 to 4 times a week. The fourth thing you want to do after that is create a calendar. Yes, I said it. Create a calendar. Whether it's a private note calendar on your phone, whether it's a secret calendar you have, whether it's a calendar in your notebook, create a calendar and keep track of your effort. If you want to change your relationship, you must be the change you wish to see in your relationship. Change doesn't happen without consistency and persistence, right? It doesn't happen without discipline. So I want you to keep a calendar and keep track of the things you're doing and the moments that you're adding into your day. The hugs, the kisses, the touches, and the favors. Make sure you're doing them, because most people do them a couple of times and inflate the amount of effort in their minds. They start to keep score, but they inflate their score as if they've tried a lot harder than they've tried. And then they come back to me. And when I ask them about the specifics of when they did what, they don't have any specifics because they really didn't do it but a couple of times. And they want their whole relationship to change and turn around and be this amazing relationship because they did 2 or 3 things, but they actually haven't done the work. So I want you to keep a calendar. That's the fourth thing. Keep a calendar and follow the calendar. That's number 5. Follow the damn calendar. Do the work. Once you do the work, and you do it without the need of gratification, you do it without the need of recognition, right? A lot of people do stuff and they want to be recognized. Not only are they keeping score, but they're waiting to be patted on the back. They're waiting to get their head patted on. They're waiting to be thanked. If you care about your partner and you care about your relationship, you can't do these things with the heart of a person who's just waiting to be thanked, because all of this stuff then becomes about you. When you're not caring for a person from a genuine place, sometimes they can pick it up. And if it's not genuine, you can't keep it up. So stop focusing so much on whether or not they notice the differences and just be the difference. The beautiful thing about it is it starts to create a culture in your relationship. It creates culture in your patterns to where you don't have to keep a calendar after so long to be great. You're just great. You're just a good spouse. But those things start to be reciprocated. They start to operate in the new culture that you're developing in your relationship because it feels better. Right? All of a sudden, those favors are being returned, or not all of a sudden, but after some time, when they notice, wow, I'm in an amazing relationship, I have an amazing partner, those favors start to be returned, but you can't do it for those returns. Just do it. After some time, the culture will shift in your relationship, and you'll look up and you'll have that warm, loving relationship that you were looking for, that you once experienced. To your point of, should I bring it up directly? You don't have to start these. You certainly don't have to start. If your partner's one who doesn't like the hard conversations, then don't bring it up. Just be better. But if your partner's the one who likes to communicate, still start, still do it anyway. Give it a couple of weeks and then bring it up after you've been better. And say, listen, you may have noticed a change in my behavior. I just want you to know I'm recommitting to being my best for you. And I'm hoping that you're noticing it and enjoying what I'm offering. You can say and do something like that after the fact, but do the work first. Too often people want to have the conversation. They want to do the talking, but they don't want to do the working. Consequently, their partners don't even want to have the conversations anymore because they've already talked until they're blue in the face. They're waiting for the work. They're waiting for the results. The conversations always feel good, and it's a letdown when it doesn't happen. So I don't want you to start by talking. I want you to start by doing, start by working. I'm not saying that it's all your fault. I'm not saying that you're the bad person in the relationship. None of that matters. You can be right or you can be happy. If you invest in your relationship, you will be happy and your partner will be happy, and they will ultimately want to come over to your side and deserve the treatment by reciprocating. I wouldn't start with the conversation or by addressing it first, because that's what I can get out of this conversation. That's, I need you to change this so I can change this. Just take responsibility for who you are and how you show up in your relationship, whether you're the man or the woman or a husband or a wife, whomever might be dealing with this. Don't worry so much about having a conversation, getting them to admit their faults, and then trying to move forward, trading favor for favor, good deed for good deed, love for love, affection for affection. Stop keeping score and just be great. You want her to know you care without making it awkward, so just start acting more like you care. In time, that will feel more familiar and she'll follow suit. To your last question of what are some ways I can show her I'm committed to improving our relationship, doing the work before you do the talking is that way. Don't have a conversation. Don't talk about it. Just be about it. Show her that you're capable of new results and different function. What's understood and what's experienced doesn't have to be explained. So I hope that helps. Thank you so much for your question. That question actually goes for men and women, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, whoever wants to usher in a better, more connected experience in a relationship. With that said, if you're not in a relationship but you watch this video anyway and you're looking to find one, please try Gone Chatting. Help us get to our first 10,000 users. On our app, we allow instant video dates right after you match with a person, and or trading video messages instead of boring DMs. So if you're tired of looking at emojis and lazy ass 3-word answers and acronyms for everything, WYD, all of that crap that bores you to death and gets you off the dating app without actually ever having a date from the dating app, please try Gone Chatting. You immediately speed date, you immediately virtual date, you immediately trade video messages and have real conversations. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Follow me at KevHick24 on Instagram. Send any questions that you want me to address in a video on Instagram. If you need to get one-on-one advice, please go to kevhick.com. I'll get with y'all later.